And then for Aziz's story, she was born in Malaysia, and she described life as being really good until her dad was in a car accident, which prevented him from working, and so her family experienced a lot of financial stress. And she also described some good and bad experiences. She really enjoyed being able to celebrate religious holidays in the community, and being around her neighbors, her family. And then the bad experiences included a lot of bullying. She was denied education at a certain point because she even though she was born in Malaysia, she was not considered Malaysian, and so there were limitations on that. And then her family decided to move and to resettle elsewhere to give her and her siblings a better life. And so part of her mid-migration phase consisted of the preparations for the move. They had to sell a whole bunch of stuff. They had to do a whole bunch of paperwork to get sorted with regards to the resettlement program. And so this was a lot of work for them to do, and they finally got got approved to move. And so this was really busy, and it all happened within about a week or so. And then they finally resettled in the US, and she described initially being really excited for all the opportunity, the freedoms, etc. And then she experienced some challenges as well. So she experienced just feeling really like an outsider. She experienced some racial prejudices, some discrimination. And so again, her experience in the US in the post-migration phase consisted of some good times and some challenges. And then for Omid, he was born in Iran, and because of the religious persecution against minority religions in Iran, he was bullied at school. He had some interactions with police that was really scary for him. And so his family also decided to move for a better life, for the kids to get an education. And so their mid-migration phase consisted of crossing the Iranian border, which he described as very traumatic. His mom's passport had been blacklisted because of her affiliation with the Baha'i faith. But eventually they were able to cross over. And then he described life in Turkey as a lot of culture shock compared to Iran. And then their post-migration phase in the US, again, some challenges, some good experiences. He really was so happy to have the opportunity to pursue whatever it was he wanted at school, to have good mentorship. But there were also some challenges. So there was culture shock. There was a lot of peer pressures that he felt like he wasn't protected against. And so again, similar to the other stories, all of the individuals shared that there were challenges as well as some good moments in their resettlement experience. And just some recommendations for clinical practice. Again, we want to be careful to not over-pathologize or over-diagnose. We want to use humanizing and relational approaches, maybe using more strengths-based approaches, using narrative exposure therapy. We also want to collaborate and work with different systems and provide support outside of just the frame of therapy, and see how we can honor and help our clients recreate their cultural practices to help foster a sense of belonging. We want to incorporate some different tools and different ways of considering therapeutic work. We want to use storytelling. And then, again, we want to bracket out our own assumptions, and we want to really create space for refugees to share their own unique stories and experiences in their own words.